This is CCNP Pro for the ipv6 peering project. You can visit us on Reddit at reddit.com/r/ipv6peeringproject. In this video, I'll be showing you how to set up an ipv4 to ipv6 tunnel on a Cisco router. This tutorial sets up a foundation for peering with other ipv6 machines. If you already have an ipv6 address, you can skip this tutorial and move on to creating tunnels with other ipv6 peers. As a note before we start, you'll need a Cisco router and an iOS version of 12.4 or higher to complete this tutorial. If your version of iOS is lower than 12.4, you'll run into some command issues when you do some of this tunneling. Alright, so let's get started. First thing we need to do is go on over to tunnelbroker.net and sign up for a free ipv6 tunnel. As you can see here, I've already done so. And we can look at some of the important information here. We have server IPv4 address. That's the IPv4 address of the tunnelbroker.net server we'll be connecting to. Server IPv6 address. This is good for, pinging the other side of the tunnel, making sure we still have connectivity. Client IPv4 address. This is the IP4 address of our Cisco router. And client IPv6 address. This is the IP6 address tunnelbroker.net has provided us. And let's use this information to some use. So, as you can see, I've already consoled in here and I've redone the enable command. So let's do a configure terminal. And let's do a IPv6 unicast routing. That's going to turn on IP6 for the entire router and allow IPv6 traffic to go through. Alright, so let's create our tunnel now. Let's do int tunnel 0. It's going to create a new tunnel called tunnel 0. We're going to do no shut to make sure it doesn't shut down. And we're going to do a nice description here. Let's do tunnel to tunnelbroker.net. That way in the future, when we're looking at this config, we know what we're looking at for this tunnel. Alright, so you're going to have to do an IPv6 enable and then a tunnel source. Now this tunnel source IP address is going to be the IP address of your Cisco router. And let's do a tunnel destination. It's going to be the IPv4 address of tunnelbroker.net's server. And finally, let's do IPv6 address, which is the IP6 address tunnelbroker.net has provided us on their webpage. Don't forget the /64. And lastly, we'll be doing tunnel mode IPv6 IP. This is telling all IP6 traffic it needs to go over the IP4 tunnel. And exit. And let's do IPv6 route tunnel 0. That's telling all IPv6 traffic it has to go through tunnel 0 to get anywhere. And later when you create new tunnels, they'll know how they get out. Okay. So it looks like we're all set here. Let's do a write to make sure we save our changes. And finally, let's do a ping test and ping that tunnelbroker.net IPv6 address. Alright, success 100%. Looks like we're all set here. Hope this tutorial helps you out, and hope to see you on IPv6 Peering Project on Reddit.